Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Absolutely Not Podcast. I'm your host, Heather McMahan. How are ya? We're good. Thanks for asking. I've got my library sports bar sweatshirt, t-shirt on. Heading to Oxford, Mississippi for our show this week. Very excited about that. That's going to be a ton of fun. Can't wait to be back in my old alma mater. Can't even get those words out. I feel very swirly today. I don't know why. I feel like my brain and my mouth is moving faster than my brain can compute. I've had trouble with reading comprehension. I don't know if just the years of doing drugs is finally caught up to me. I looked at an Adderall yesterday and I almost took it, but I didn't. I had to work. I'm working on a new hour and organizing all my notes and going through the show for Oxford. And I really contemplated taking this Adderall, and I don't know why I didn't, but I didn't. So I would like somebody to at least pat me on the shoulder for not doing the Addies. But I stared at one on my desk for about 4 hours yesterday, and then it got to like 2:00, and I'm like, if I take one now, I'm going to be up all night. So, anyways, that's what I'm dealing with. That's what I am dealing with. But my brain just feels a little rattled. The next day after you take an Adderall, or if you hang out with a friend who did a lot of Adderall in college, whether they were prescribed or not, they're definitely dumber. Like, it's a great resource for people who do actually have ADHD to help you focus and streamline your thoughts. I do this thing called time blocking where I literally set a timer for 8 minutes. I go through my emails. 8 minutes, I write. 10 minutes. I allow myself to look at TikTok. My timer goes off, I'm off. Like, I really have to be conscious of how I use my time these days because it makes me nuts. I ordered this book that I found on TikTok Shop. It's like something how to harness your superpower as a woman with ADHD. It's probably going to be like, just, fucking go on vacation. Go have a cigarette and a shrimp cocktail and call it a day. But, I always think I could not go back to grad school. Like, if I had to write a dissertation on, I don't know what the fuck I would even be studying. The use of harmful chemicals in our food or some shit. I couldn't do it because I just could not sit. I get restless leg syndrome. Do you know that one of the, I'm going to look this up. One of the restless leg syndrome symptoms is that you have the incessant need to go gamble. Like, you're laying in bed at night and then all of a sudden your legs just start like pedaling like you're on a bicycle, and the next thing you know, you're at Harrah's. The next thing you know, you're at the Wynn. You're like, how did I get here? Restless leg syndrome. But I definitely have that for sure. I have some sort of, it's like restless in my brain. And my skin's felt a little itchy recently. I don't know. I'm going through it. I may be going through withdrawals. I don't know. But I definitely know that I have a couple friends, and shout out to them. They knew who they are, who did a lot of Adderall in college. And they were prescribed. And it's kind of hard to hold a conversation with them these days. They definitely fried their brain. Like, you can't tell me that that's good for you. Do we do it? Yeah, we do. Should we have done it? We should not have. But yeah, that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like I was on a bender of Addies and I was not. But what else? Just trying to be really efficient with my time these days. And, I know the kids are back to school. Everyone's gearing up. I'm excited to be back at Ole Miss this weekend, just to, celebrate life, celebrate the kickoff of a new school year, football season. I'm so excited to go visit my girls at Delta Gamma, say hi to the squad over there. And it's great. I'm not a very nostalgic person. I am, but I can't remember a lot these days. Like, our whole crew's going down there, and I'm sure, people will refresh my memory of things that happened. I was texting one of my sorority sisters, shout out to Aubrey. I was texting her yesterday. I was like, what happened at this party? Refresh me. And, she's one of those people who's just got a steel trap memory. She knows every single detail. She remembers what I was wearing. And I was like, refresh me on this story. I know the basics. But I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just I once I live something, I then move from it. I don't know. I've always felt I was a little bit more of a future girl than a past girl. And that's also a reason why I think I have a hard time feeling content, because I'm always like, what's next? Which is also some sort of deep emotional character flaw I'm sure we need to work on. But I'm excited, go back to the old stomping grounds. Listen, the Ole Miss football team is looking good. I'm going to tell you this right now. Jackson Dart, what's good? All respect to, I'm sure, any of the many fine muse he's dating. But I'm pumped. I got some new Nikes. I got game day Nikes. I ordered them a month and a half ago. It's the perfect color blue. It's got the red. It's got a little bedazzle with the diamond. Some little dunks. I mean, I'm styling and profiling. Will any of the outfits that I picked out for this game fit? I don't think so. And we're at that point where I partied all summer. I was cute for a minute. Then the weight's just sitting on me. I'm doing injectables. I'm doing the cigarettes. I'm doing the Adderalls. I'm doing the protein shakes. I'm doing the weighted vest walks. And it hasn't dropped off yet. So I got to squeeze my ass into a white linen dress this weekend. And I am feeling like it, like the zipper's gonna burst. But my girls, Sophie and Liv, are coming down because we're doing a very fantastic, fun Show Me Your Moo photo shoot, because we've got some great stuff coming out later in the season for fall. And I told Sophie, I said, bring a couple extra sizes because everything's a little tight. Speaking of Moo, my girlfriend Cammie, who is a year older than me in high school, Cammie's been on the podcast before. She owns Show Me Your Moo. And I got invited to her high school reunion. My high school, my group of friends, but I'm a year younger. I'm the junior classman. And Cammie was not pledge class. She was senior class president. So she was in charge of putting on a fantastic 20-year high school reunion this weekend, which I crashed. And in one of the photos, she has her hand on my stomach like I'm pregnant. I'm not pregnant. Look me in the eyes. There is no child within me. Around me, near me, I am not pregnant. And Cammie put her hand on my tummy like I was with child. And I'm Cammie, I know you listen to this podcast religiously. I'm very angry at you. The amount of DMs that I had to cipher through and be like, I'm not pregnant. I got it. I don't even know why I reposted that photo. I didn't think anything of it. And then I want you guys to know I'm not there. Just everyone relax. I'm going to be drinking about 65 Mick Ultras this weekend while I smoke a real cigarette at the library patio sports bar, while the rest of y'all are hitting your vapes like a bunch of bitches. That's the thing. You're soft. You're very soft. This younger generation. Buck up, baby. If it doesn't feel like you have been sucking on a absolute juniper bush, or you've been just dry heaving a bonfire at a Christmas tree farm, then you didn't do it right. Period. But we had a really great time. So my group of girlfriends, we got to crash the older classmen, upperclassmen, high school reunion this weekend, which was a ton of fun. And we're really close. We went to a very small private school. And so, when there's only 120 kids in your grade, like everyone's giving everybody hand jobs. And that was one reason. People ask me, Heather, were you popular in school? I was, probably for the, I guess my carefree attitude towards just wrapping these big paws around a dong. So, all the guys were very happy to see me. So that was fun. Great to see them. And Jeff tagged along and he was like, the school you went to is too fucking weird. He's like, this is weird. It's incestual. Everyone's, it was like summer camp. It was like summer camp, but for 12 years. But I can't believe. So this time next year, I'm going to be in charge of planning the high school reunion. 20 years have I been out of high school. Man, it puts things in perspective. And I'll tell you what, if you're kind of on the fence about going to your high school reunion, I do think go. And this is not shitting on anyone. Everyone has been highly successful from our school. But it does make you feel good. You know what I mean? I'm rolling through there and I'm going, okay, my Botox is fresh. The spray tan is on point. I'm cooking with gas. But just go. Go. Everybody still looked the same. I will say the guys really did age well. And of course the gals did. I mean, our group of girlfriends, older and younger, everybody had their shit together. But I will say, if you got the reunion next year, go ahead and get that nip tuck this year. Small, minor procedures so that no one knows. I'm kidding. You don't need to change anything about yourself. But if you do have restless leg syndrome and you do find yourself at a casino at 3 a.m., maybe get that checked. I don't know why this makes me laugh so hard. There used to be a commercial that would always play on, like when your parents had like Fox News on in the background. There was always it was a restless leg syndrome commercial, and they'd be like, symptoms include finding yourself at a casino at 3 a.m. And there was always a vaginal mesh sling, some sort of like civil lawsuit or class action lawsuit, excuse me. See, I can't talk today. There was always a class action lawsuit of a poorly inserted surgical vaginal mesh sling. And I don't know, because I don't watch Fox, but I don't know if that's still a thing. I don't know how. I would love an update on how everyone's doing with their wonky vaginal mesh slings. Or did you get some coin? Did anybody call in and get a piece of that pie, if you will, from that class action lawsuit? I'd love more information. Hope you guys are doing well. I don't know why I'm thinking about that. See, these are the kind of things that I get nostalgic for. I can't remember what happened in, senior year of high school on the third day of school, but I'll tell you specific details about an info commercial that has been ingrained in my brain. And I've said this so many times before, but I was that kid who liked to hang out with all the step parents or the parents at the party. Like, I'm throwing the parties, but I would leave the party and go upstairs and want to talk to your mom. And maybe that's what I do. Maybe I host my own little high school reunion where I just check in and see whose parents are still alive, who's divorced, who got married, whose dad looks hot. Like, maybe that's it. Because that's the shit I remember. I don't remember if you did track and field, Cody. I don't remember. But is your dad, still doing mutual funds for Northwestern? I want to know. Did he ever buy that boat and get that lake house? I want to know. That's what I care about. Restless leg syndrome, though. I mean, this is pulled up on my computer right now. Doesn't look great. Oh, but it does say some lifestyle changes. You got to have good sleep habits. Stop activities that worsen symptoms, i.e. walking through, any large casino. Oof, I'm out. Limiting caffeine, alcohol, and nicotine. Yeah, that's a wrap on me. Just go ahead and cut the legs off. But anyways, so what else is going on? Yeah, we had a really good time this past weekend. It was fun. It was just a blast from the past. So I feel like I've been kind of, I'm getting the 1-2 punch. So all these people from high school I hadn't seen in a really long time, and now I'm going to go back to the old stomping grounds in college. Drive past the Sigma Chi house, say what's up, see if the boys are still cute. I always thought if later on in life I retired from comedy, things didn't work out with Jeff, I'd probably become like a fraternity house mom. I would. I think I'd be great at that. And my girlfriend Aubrey reminded me that I was always the person at every frat party who would use my dad's credit card to order like 55 pizzas, because that is my love language. Making sure that people are well fed and that there's enough, because that's always been a panic of mine, that there's not enough. Need to work through that with my therapist. But I definitely, she was like, Heather, you would always you just have this pizza guy show up with a flatbed truck, and you would just end up. And it would be like the first 2 weeks of the semester, and then you would get hammered at a party. She was like, we'd be at the ATO house, and you'd be like, guys, Dad cut me off. I can't order pizzas for everybody. But I do. I like to take care of people. I like to know that people have something in their stomach. There's nothing worse than it's the middle of the night at the end of the party. Everyone's hammered or high, and you got the munchies. But I definitely am going to, I'm going to be ordering those pizzas to the Sigma Chi house and see if they'll let me in. Knock, knock. Who's there? Your future house mom. I mean, what a wild idea. And if you don't know what a house mom is, it's usually a woman who's like widowed or divorced or, kind of milfy. And she lives in another wing, has like a private area in the fraternity house. Now, do these women usually sleep there every night? No, they usually have a condo in town. But, yeah, their whole job is to keep an eye on the boys. Now, we had a house mom at the Delta Gamma house. And she was not it was not a party. There was no funny business. Ladies, pick up your socks. Don't leave your wet towels on the floor. It was that kind. We couldn't sneak boys up. There were no boys at the house. I guess the house mom at a fraternity house to just make sure the house it doesn't actually burn to the ground. Like you have one job. But I could only imagine what that actual day to day is like. Shout out to Andy's Custard. Andy's Frozen Custard, not sponsored. Would love to be sponsored. They sent me this great custom Stanley Cup. Andy's Custard. Andy's Frozen Custard. Doing a commercial for you, and I'm not getting paid, but Andy's Frozen Custard. Really fucking delicious. If you've never been to an Andy's, it's fantastic. Just want to give them a shout out. Thanks for the swag. All right, what else? I feel like I should have some more things to tell you. I don't know. I've been, nose to the grindstone. I've been getting up. It's been crisp in the morning. I've been putting on my weighted vest. I'm getting my walks in. My dog's been thrown up in the middle of the night. A lot of lentils. I don't know what's going on with that, so I got to check in on that. But everybody's good. We're chilling. It's going to be a really fun weekend. I'm so excited to get back on stage. I haven't been on stage since May. And I am going to start adding some club dates just because I want to get out and start this new hour and start working on stuff. And I think we're going to, we'll have a special announcement very soon. I can't say anything yet, but that's going to be coming out very soon. And with that, we will also be announcing a new leg of the tour. I'm obviously, I think, going to go on the road in like February through April of next year, obviously leading up to the cruise. And then we'll kick it through the fall of next year and, shoot another special and just keep this bad boy going. But being home this summer has been great because I ran into so many awesome people who came to the show when we were taping at the Fox. And you guys are always great. You always come up to me and you're like, Heather, we were at the taping. It was wild. And I'm so excited for you guys to see this new hour. And if you came on the last tour, then you've seen some of it, but it came out really good. It came out really good. So I'm excited about that. But let's get into the voicemails. Let's just get into it. I don't need to blabber about bullshit and my lack of memory and make you panic that you might have restless leg syndrome, or maybe you need to Google what a vaginal mesh sling is. I don't know. But let's get into it because I want to hear what you guys have been up to. As always, you can call in 800-213-7503. I may have to take an Adderall today. I feel like, when like the frontal lobe is just not connecting and the thoughts in the back of your brain are coming out of your mouth, but it has not connected to the third eye in the front. So you just feel like your mouth is moving, but you don't know what the fuck you're saying. That's where I'm at. And I've been taking these hours for myself in the morning where I put on my weighted vest and I go on my walks and I listen to another podcast or music, or it's been very good to like lower the cortisol, start my day fresh, get my steps in. I'm feeling good. I got this burn board where I'm sliding back and forth on my new ski machine. Shout out to the Burn people for sending it to me. I'm having a fucking blast. I'm bouncing on my Lec Fit little trampoline. I'm getting in my infrared sauna. I'm doing the masks. I'm about to layer on with a thick spray tan tonight. Like, we're doing all the things to feel good. Because, we're about to be busy. It's busy season. Summer's fucking over. Summer is fucking over. So put the swimsuit up. It's the last weekend, the Labor Day weekend. Guess what? Enjoy Labor Day weekend now, because come Tuesday, you're about to start laboring. Get out the shovel. Get out the pickaxe. Join that, chain gang on the side of the highway. We're about to get to work. Okay? It's time. Vacation's over. I hate saying that, but it is true. Although if anybody wants to do like an early fall trip back to Italy, let me know. Okay, your girl's ready. Okay, let's get into the voicemails because we got a lot to discuss. Hold on.
Hey, Heather. This is Eric. Sorry for some of the noise. I'm walking my son. I know you always bitch about people who call outside, and I'm one of them.
Yeah.
So I apologize. All right, I need some advice from my Aunt Heather. I don't know. I guess this is an absolutely not, but my wife's ex-boyfriend just moved into our neighborhood around the block. Now, we're mid-30s. This was when she was like 20 to 22, but it was like a 2-3 year relationship.
All right.
Like, this is weird. I'm going to run into him, I bet. Our kids are kind of the same age. What does Aunt Heather suggest? Like, there's no bad blood.
Yeah.
But it's just strange. If I say him, do I say, hey, you knew my wife? It's just weird.
Yeah.
Give me some advice. avoid at all costs. That's probably what I'm about to do. All right. Love you, Heather.
Hey, Eric, love you. I'm so glad you're taking the kids out. You know, I'm sure that they're excited for that cool fall breeze. So I love, great dad, Eric. Major brownie points, blowjobs across the board for Eric. Okay, here's the thing. I had a bad ex from college. And again, this is a person who I thought was my boyfriend. He did not feel the same way. But everybody else also thought he was my boyfriend. But again, at no point did this human being think that he was tied up to me. But everybody, all of his fraternity brothers thought he was tied up. All of my sorority sisters, everybody else except him thought he was booed up. So anyways, whatever. No hard feelings. Guy's a douche, whatever. I would see him sometimes at games or whatever, and I'd like go right up to him. No ill will. Like, we're all adults here. You know, and listen, this past weekend, I was seeing people that I absolutely gave a couple handies to, and we were laughing about it. We were having a laugh, you know, and my husband's standing there and I was like, Jeff, I'm so sorry. And he's like, hey, you had to do what you had to do to be cool in high school. I'm like, exactly. And also just want to throw this out there. If anybody's listening to this and you are younger, you absolutely do not have to do anything sexual to anybody to seem cool. Okay. I volunteered. I just had very strong hands and it was a ton of fun for me as well. So completely consensual. Anyways, I think you have the power, Eric, if you go up and, hey man, what's up? Dab them. What do guys do? Little ASMR for you. Dab them. Do the little bro thing, bring him in for a hug. What's up? What's your name? Tyler? Tyler, great to meet you. I've heard great things. How are you? Oh man, you got kids. No, I think you lean in. You don't avoid. Because if you avoid, it's going to seem like you're a little intimidated. You lean in. Doesn't mean you got to be boys with him. Doesn't mean you got to be anything. Maybe you roll up the first time you guys meet in a pair of gray sweatpants and you just let him know that dong is large, it is loose, and it's flopping around this neighborhood. I think you got to flex a little. I think you got to install some sort of Bowflex gym system in your garage and keep that garage door open on a cool day. And you're just, you're hitting it. You're working on the traps. You're getting yoked out. I think you have to let the other neighbors know that your dick runs this neighborhood. If he's 3 doors down, at some point, he's also going to be walking his kids in the neighborhood, and he needs to see you working that bench press. Maybe you just set up some ladders outside the house. You don't have to get on them. I would suggest not getting on them, but kind of like, if you see him coming around the bend, run to the bottom of the ladder and just be like, oh, you know me, fixing shit at the house. Like, you need to let him know that your girl married the fuck up. And it's living well is the best revenge. You don't have to be rude to him. You don't have to deal with them. You're just dropping subtle hints that your life is significantly better than his. That is what it's all about. It's not about getting revenge. It's not about popping off, fuck you. It's just slowly and surely doing things, whether or not you know how to work out, whether or not you're physically fit, whether or not you even know how to put a nail to a hammer. You just make him think that you're the whole fucking package, okay? It is that fucking easy. All right, again, the subtle things that you can do to just automatically elevate you. If you're trying to get like a gentle revenge or a gentle little intimidation, it doesn't hurt anybody, get a spray tan. Spray tans automatically make you go from looking like, does he have influenza, to just got back from Ibiza. Period. And men need to quit shying away from the spray tan. You don't have to go, DEFCON 10. Do a light mist. I think setting up a Bowflex at the end of your driveway or right in your garage is one of the most big dick energy things you can do. And you can't be blasting weird music. You can't, make it cool. Put on a little Dr. Dre. Like, you're just out there doing some curls, working on the lats, doing some chest pumps while he's walking his kids. And you're like, what's up, man? Yeah. you know about Dre, and just in a pair of gray sweatpants, just let that dong rock around the neighborhood a little bit. Just do it. It's harmless. But I don't think you avoid him. You're not going to avoid him. And I think it's kind of fun. And if you do a couple of these things, your wife may even be like, okay, Eric. Okay, Eric, with the spray tan and the Bowflex. And she may have a complete new wave of just horniness for you. And I'm not saying, change anything about yourself, but these can be subtle things. I mean, fuck, you could have a spray bottle full of some sort of waxy glycerin, the stuff that they use in the movies, and just kind of a couple spritzes across the face. You go back into the house, you're like, man, hey babe, I just ran into Eric. I just ran into Tyler. Nice guy. Nice guy. And then you walk away. You don't say anything more. You don't say anything disparaging about him to your spouse because she already knows he's a douche. You know what I mean? She already knows. That's why she's with you, because you're rocking that Bowflex, gray sweatpant, big dick energy. You don't let her know that you're concerned about it. Hell no. Mm-mm. Hell no. I went up to this girl one time at a bar when Jeff and I had first started dating, and she came up to me in a bar and she's like, Jeff was in love with me, or whatever the flex was. And I stood up from my bar stool, and she was a little petite thing, and I just stood over and I go, oh, okay, well, he's not with you tonight, is he? And she scurried like a little sewer rat just down the corridor of this nightclub. And I was like, bitch, do not step. And I don't feel like I need to get like revenge when it comes to this shit, because living well is your best revenge. All you do is get that spray tan, that Bowflex, and them gray sweatpants, and you let Tyler know who runs this hood. But be nice. Hey, man, even if you don't even want him to come over. Hey, man, we're watching the game. How do guys talk? Hey, bruh, we're watching the game. Brosif, buddy, boss. No, boss. Guys say boss. What's up, boss? We're watching the game. Oh, you a Bengals fan? Nah. Oh, I know we live in Arizona, but big Bengals fan. Bengals. Big Tigers. I'm just going to say Tigers. Big Tigers fan at this house. Yeah, man. Come on in. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to make him think that, just say a team. Find out whatever his team is and then say the opposite. And if you're like, how do I figure out what team he likes? It's a quick Google search. Get on the Facebook. Ask your wife to find out what team he likes, and then say the opposite. Obviously, like if my husband's a New York Giants fan, okay, he'll say that he likes the Eagles or whatever. So the guy's not going to come over. But just play some mind games on him. Man, we're watching the Tigers. You want to come over? Pop some brew dogs. Fry up some wieners. I don't know what y'all say, but either way, you just be nice. Be nice. Get that spray tan, get that Bowflex. Subtly drop hints. And I would say the more you do that and you just come in with that just confidence and that stealth energy of just like, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about if anybody's looking, if anybody gives a shit. Like, I'm doing me. Your wife's going to find that even hotter. And then you're going to be pushing around 2 kids. You see what I did there? Amen. All right, let's get to the next voicemail. Or just, slash his tires, whatever you want to do. Okay, let's get to the next one.
Hey, Heather, I have an absolutely not for you. Absolutely not to your ex naming their baby after you. I am deeply unsettled, and I'm also feeling like, what the fuck? So would love to hear your thoughts on this. Bye.
Got a lot of ex talk today. A lot of exes. But it's about to be cuffing season, and that's what happens, right? We're about to lean into Q4, so everyone's coming. They're creeping out. They were in Europe for the summer. Now they're back. Now they're creeping in the bushes. Now they're like, I'm home. The kids are in school. I'm locked in the same 9-to-5 bullshit. So you know what we do? We cause trouble for ourselves because we get bored and we start looking around. Why would your ex? Okay. Why would your ex name their baby after you? Because you're fabulous. Absolutely, yes. Take the compliment. Are they still in love with you? For sure. And I don't know if your ex is a nice power lesbian or a gentle man. I don't know. But, if I had an ex that named their child Heather is a very specific name. It is truly 80s. I'll have girls come to the shows and they're like, I'm pregnant. I'm going to name my baby Heather. I'm like, please don't. Don't do it to her. You know a Heather. You know when a Heather is coming around the corner. A little bit of the raspy voice, probably a deep low light with some baby blonde pieces in the front. A white funny bunny acrylic nail, and just an attitude. A heart of gold. You hear some snacks rattling around in the bag. I carry my LL Bean boat and tote everywhere I go. It says absolutely not on it. Obviously, I stay branded, and it is just there's about 65 lip glosses, an emergency kit of pills and wet wipes and things. And you hear me coming. You hear the jingle jangle, you hear the huffing and puffing, the non-smoker's cough. Like, just I already know who this baby is gonna be. And while I do think I'm doing well and I have a lot of confidence, maybe do a soft Annabelle. Annabelle just lands a little gentler. If you think about any Heather you've ever met in your life, they didn't do anything but go full throttle. Like, I've never met a Heather where I've been like, oh, should have been an Emily. And haven't. We just kind of beat to our own drum. And again, making it about me. This is about you, but I don't know. You didn't tell me what your name was. So I don't know what your name is. I mean, maybe your name's Lightning or, Xander or something cool. I get it. You know what I'm never doing, though? Naming my baby after a guy that I dated in college who I thought was my boyfriend but was not. My dead father, yes, but definitely not doing that. I mean, I've talked about these stories from college, and I will be, if you're coming to the show at Ole Miss, we are going to do a deep dive of my dating history. Obviously, don't worry if any of these old guys that I used to date are listening. Don't worry, I'm keeping your name out of my mouth. But, man, the delusion that I went through in junior year of college, and I've said this before, but when I look back, I didn't even like these guys. There were a couple of them that were just floating around. I didn't like them. There was no future. But when you're in school in Mississippi, everybody is kind of trying to settle down. And I would tell these guys straight up, listen, I'm going to New York. I'm doing SNL. I'm going to New York. I'm doing stand-up comedy. I'm going to New York. I'm going to tap dance for my lunch. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And they were like, well, I'm going to move back. I'm going to move back to the Delta and run Daddy's bank. And you're like, oh, God, I'm good. I'm going to move back. Papa's got a farm. We're doing boiled peanuts. And I'm like, this ain't going to work out. But will you take me to the Sigma Nu Formal? I want to be on the party bus down in New Orleans. I got a really great dress from White House Black Market that is steamed, ready to go. These kids will never understand how easy they have it nowadays. If I wanted to get a dress for formal, I had to drive an hour to Memphis. There was no Amazon. There was no Sephora. There was no Shopbop. There was one website you could order from, and it was a Forever 21. And the shit would take 3 weeks to get to you. It was made out of cheesecloth, and it would go to the student union. And if you didn't go to the student union and get your little pink slip, that you had to then give to the guy at the post office, you only had about a 30-minute window. That post office at the student union was only open from 11 a.m. to 11:15. Good luck to you. Oh, those were the days. Those were the days. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Your ex named the baby after you. Again, you're living well. He or she may be creeping on the internet and being like, look at Chelsea. Look how great she is. You know what? She was a really upstanding human, and I really fucked up this relationship. I did not treat her with the respect and the love that I should have. So, in order to honor her and to pay forward the insane guilt that I have felt my entire life, I'm going to name my baby girl Chelsea. I just say, you just lay in bed at night and think, doing pretty good, Chelsea. Doing pretty good. But yeah, don't name your children Heather. I already know. I mean, they will be badasses, highly successful, but they'll also give a lot of hand jobs in high school. And I don't know if as a parent you're ready for that. All right, let's get to the next one.
Hey, Heather, this is Hannah from Kansas City. I have an absolutely not for you. I'm watching the Olympics, so I'm watching a lot more network television,
Mm-hmm.
like NBC. I don't normally watch network television. I'm normally just watching streaming. So, like, I don't know what kind of TV shows network TV is pushing out, but because I've been watching the Olympics,
Mm-hmm.
I've been exposed to all these different commercials for, like, upcoming pilots and new TV shows on NBC and network television. And absolutely not, Heather, why do you not have a television show? Do we really need, who greenlit Reba, for a new show? Did we really need another Reba TV show? Did we not, like, I can't, Heather, absolutely not, to your pilots not getting picked up, but us greenlighting a new TV show starring Reba.
Okay. Listen, I'm going to stop you right there before it really gets incriminating. Okay. I love the support. I really love the support. I too agree with one statement you said. Why didn't my show get picked up? But I get it. Let me explain to you what's going on in this biz right now. And this is no hate, no shade to Reba. Reba deserves everything that she has gotten, all of her success. When I found out that the only show that they did pick up was Reba, I can't be mad at Reba. A single mom who works 2 jobs, who loves her kids and never stops. I believe it says, with the gentle hands and the heart of a fighter, I'm a survivor. No. You know what? I'm not ever coming for another woman's job. Reba is fantastic. I'm not sure what the name of the new show is. I actually haven't seen the trailer for it. I got to check it out. But no, Reba, I wasn't even mad. I was upset. I was disappointed. You know, you're always disappointed and in this biz, just because there's a lot of, when it comes to development in television, there's a lot of variables that are outside of my control, right? So, you know, stand up, I say it all the time, doing stand up, doing comedy, doing the podcast, it is up to me whether or not it's going to fucking suck. And while television, writing a show obviously is up to me if the script sucks, you also have a lot of people chiming in. You do rewrites, you sit at a table, you can bring in other writers, like you have other people's opinions. And while that can be a good thing, it can also be a bad thing because, you know, we just never got across the finish line to even shoot the pilot. And I always say, like, let me shoot it and I'll show you how fucking incredible this will be. Has said every actor, every developer, every writer, anybody on this planet is like, yeah, we all just want the opportunity to just make the thing, right? But this business right now is complicated. And I don't know if this is way too niche of a conversation. I don't know if you guys give a fuck, but it's coming out of the writer's strike. You know, obviously, inflation's really high. The studios aren't borrowing money the way they used to get loans to make stuff. And I don't want to complicate things. But long story short, you know, a lot of people are not taking risks on new ideas or new stuff. It's like, let's figure out what that mold was that worked. And that's why you see a ton of reboots, a ton of remakes, which is great. It works. They know the audience is built in. I mean, when you're in this business, you're taking a huge financial risk all the time. And, you know, I've always had success in my life because I've taken a risk on myself. I've taken a chance. I've jumped out without the parachute. And I'm like, I'll figure out where I land. It may be in the trees. It may be on the Playboy Mansion. I don't know, but I got to figure it out. But if you're asking these questions and you're not in the biz, I'm asking the same questions. I'm really excited. I hope this next project that we have 2 projects, but I hope this next project that I kind of hinted at a couple weeks ago, I really hope we get across the finish line with this one because I would be fucking stoked. Like it is my passion project. I think it would be really just insane. I think there's a need in the market for it, but you know, again, I don't want to talk in riddles because I can't tell you anything because I don't know anything. But just know if you want to see me on television in the next couple weeks, I'm going to be in LA. I'm going to be out there. Talk about giving hand jobs in high school. I'm going to be out there by the Sunset Tower Hotel with a bottle of lube in my purse. Like, who wants it? Because I'm ready to get this shit across the finish line. You know, I love what I do. I love writing. I love making people giggle. And I too agree that I should be on national television. But you know, you never get mad at Reba. And here's the thing. You can maybe say, well, why not me? But you can never put down another gal. You know, a single mom who works 2 jobs, who loves her kids and never stops. I'm not going to say I want her not to be successful so I can be successful. Don't like that energy. Don't like that. That's jealous energy. Don't like it. If I even got to be in the presence of Reba McEntire, I would shit myself. Reba, Dolly, Shania, top of the list of people I'd like to have dinner with. I would love to actually have a dinner party where it's just like Southern badass bitches who make a lot of money. I'd be like, come on, let's go. You know who I'd also invite to that dinner? Chelsea Lynn. And if you don't know her, you should know her. She's an incredible comedian. I think it would be so cool if Chelsea Lynn and I got to hang out with like all the country superstars. We'll invite a Casey Musgraves, a Kelsey Ballerini. You know, we're inviting everybody. We're going to sit at some fabulous restaurant in Nashville, and we're just going to sit around and just touch each other's soft, freshly blowed out hair. And I'm going to go, you're great. You're talented. Congratulations on all the great things you've done. Because, a one woman's win is not another woman's loss. Let's not forget that. Okay, another woman's win is another woman's, hey, there might be opportunity there for me too. I'm just saying, I hear you. But you can't get angry. Because if we're always living in that world of comparison, well, other people are going to get other shit. But what can you do different the next time to make your shit pop off? Again. You tell me I can't do something, honey, I'm going to figure it the fuck out. And that's what we're doing right now. We are pivoting. We're doing a hard pivot. But I am excited for the special to come out and all this stuff. So check for the announcement soon. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. But I hear that. I love that. I was watching and I saw Reba and I said, where's your show? Well, I don't know. But I ain't going to be mad at her. Miss McEntire, she could slap me in the face and tell me to get back to my trailer, and I'd say, yes, ma'am, let's go. Sorry about it. I'll make you a sandwich. Let's get to the next voicemail.
Hey, Heather. This is Jessica from Covington, Louisiana. I'm just going to get right into it. So absolutely not for letting your daughter get a pet guinea pig for her birthday.
Oh, fuck.
She's been begging for one forever. Fine. You're a good girl. Let's go to the pet store and get one.
Mm-hmm.
We get to the pet store and they tell me we can't just get one guinea pig. We have to get two because they're social creatures, yada, yada, yada. Fine. Ma'am, can you then prove to me that we are getting two females so I don't end up with babies?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, sure. Flips them over, shows me how, they're both females, to which I black out and, just don't know what the fuck she's talking about. But sure, great, fine. Fast forward to 5 months, I'm vacuuming my daughter's room while she's at school, and I glance over at the guinea pig cage, and I'm like, that's a cute little baby stuffed animal they put in there. Then the light bulb goes off. Wait a minute. I never bought my kids a baby guinea pig stuffed animal. So I go over to the cage, and there it is, Heather, 3 baby guinea pigs.
Oh.
So Honeydew and Ginger Spice have now turned into a family of 5.
Yeah.
So we figured out that Ginger Spice is the dad and Honeydew is the mom. We've separated them, and now I have to find homes for these 3 little guinea pig babies. Yeah. And, Ginger Spice is going to go live a life alone in my son's room and just more cages for me to clean. So absolutely not to the pet store employee for bamboozling me into this mess. Love and light.
We had a cat. Kittens are also very hard to tell their sex early on. We had a kitty cat that we named Oliver that turned into an Olivia very quick. And we didn't know till like a couple weeks in, and we took the cat to the vet, for shots and everything. And they were like, yeah, it's really hard to tell on kittens, but you've got a little girl. So having a cat named Olivia is not cool. Oliver, cool. Having a beautiful human daughter named Olivia, very cool. Some of my best friends are Olivias. Olivia, I wouldn't say, maybe not a strong cat name. Maybe it is a strong cat name. I don't know. But all I know is I had an idea in my mind with Oliver, and then it turned to Olivia very quick. We also had this problem. We were a hamster family, much to my mom's dismay. She was like, I don't want these fucking hamsters. The cages get a little stinky, and it's got a lot of accessories. You got to get the wheel, the drink thing. You have the pellets in the bottom. It can get a little stinky. definitely get a little stinky. And my mom, we had Peaches and Stripes, and she put their cages in the garage while my sister and I were at camp one day, like a summer camp, a day camp. We come back, and my sister was, 3 years older, and I remember her just saying, Heather, go in the house real quick. And then I heard her say, Mom, come here. And I went in the house. Of course, I ran right to the pantry, was making myself a snack. And I could hear, and then I could hear my mom and my sister arguing. And I cracked the door in the garage. And my sister was like, you gonna tell her? You gonna tell her that you fucking fried the hamsters? So Peaches and Stripes got fried in our garage on the hottest day of the year. My mom was like, well, the housekeeper was here. What did you expect? I forgot about them. They were only supposed to be out there for 45 minutes, but I forgot. So I've been through it. We had bunnies. We had Rosebud was one of our bunnies, and what was the boy? And Buttercup. Rosebud and Buttercup were our bunnies, boy and girl. They mated. We had a huge bunny pen in the backyard of our first house. Like my dad built them like a bunny house. We're big animal people, and when they say fuck like rabbits. Well, we ended up with like 25 baby bunnies. And all I know is this is dark. It's fucked up. If your kids are listening, they should never be listening, but just go ahead and pause it. I was driving to school one day in the back of the car, and I remember my mom being like, God, there's so many dead bunnies on the side of the highway. They were ours. They had gotten out of the fence. There was a hole in the fence, and everybody got loose. So we went from having like 25 bunnies to, 2 or 3. So I get it. You're in a tough spot, And you got to worry, too, because if you put them outside or anything, the coyotes will get them. You got the coyotes, you got the birds. We had a kitty that just got picked up by a hawk. And my dad was like, kitty's gone, hawk got him. And I don't mean to be repetitive, but anybody who knows that story knows that story. So you got to, it's tough. And you got to think about the people who work at a pet store. You know what I mean? You got to think about the client. You got to think about who actually takes a laminated resume into a pet store and is like, this is my career. So they're not giving you straight facts. Period. But I'm sorry, you got bamboozled. And listen, you're going to try and do the right thing and the ethical thing and find them a good home. But yeah, I love that Ginger Spice is now, he's just, you call him Ed Sheeran. He's just Ed Sheeran now. I definitely think we need to do a little bit new rebranding on that. So it's tough. You're doing the right thing, getting your kids the pets, and you got bamboozled. You got fucked by the guy who works at the pet store. And I guarantee what happened is that what happened. His boss was like, we got to get rid of these fucking guinea pigs. The ASPCA is like riding our ass, So, because every pet store is fucking sketchy. Adopt, don't shop if you can. And the boss man came in and he was like, we got to push guinea pigs this week. So everybody, get these out of here. And every single mom asked the same question. Hey, I want to make sure that I'm getting 2 girls or 2 boys. I want to make sure that they can't procreate. And we end up with 65 guinea pigs in our playroom. That's every mom probably came in and asked the same thing. And you were like the 3rd customer who came in where the guy was like, I'm just going to lie. It's not in my moral compass to lie, but I'm going to lie because my boss is riding my dick at Petland. So I got to get rid of these guinea pigs. And that's how you ended up with the guinea pigs. And maybe go back to the pet store and just have some words. Or again, let it go. Let it go. Maybe you start a TikTok account and this is your new thing. Maybe have the guinea pig start working for you. Become that guinea pig grandma. I see the branding's already there. Make them some outfits, put them on TikTok. They're cute. Who would be scrolling on social media would see a guinea pig and not go, I'm going to stay for at least 5 seconds. And then cha-ching, 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 you're making cash. So I say, while it is a tough situation, you got to pivot. You got to pivot and figure out how you're going to make it work for you. And if you can't find somebody who would love a guinea pig and find a loving home, I say you become, guinea pig grandma, Gigi, guinea pig Gigi on TikTok. Go ahead, trademark it, and start making some money with the guinea pigs on the TikToks. Put a little hat on them. Do a day in the life. Hey, this is a day in the life of the guinea pig Gigi. Let me show you what my guinea pigs eat. This is Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran formerly known as Ginger Spice. Like, there's a whole fucking shtick you could do with these guinea pigs. You know, and have your kids be a part of it if you feel comfortable doing that, and be like, this is my son Brandon, and he's going to show you how to clean a guinea pig cage. This is the kind of shit that I end up watching on TikTok. I don't even watch the funny shit anymore. I watch like informational videos. Hence why I remember a vaginal mesh sling commercial from 1997. I like to think that I stay on the trends and I know what's going on TikTok. But I can tell you how to clean a fucking guinea pig cage. I watched a guy on TikTok pressure wash. He was going around to people's homes and just pressure washing for free, like there's steps. And there's this other guy who will go and like clean, go up to somebody whose lawn like really needs some TLC. And he's like, I want no money. I do this for free. I volunteer. And I will watch a time lapse, a 5-minute time lapse of this guy cleaning up somebody's shrubs. And I find it to be incredibly relaxing. I'm not an ASMR girly. That does nothing for me. I don't get the tingles. I don't feel it on the back of my neck. The hairs don't rise on my arm. I don't know if I'm missing that sensory receptor. It doesn't do anything for me. But I'll tell you right now, you want a cleaning video? I watch this lady who's a former housekeeper, and she shows you how to clean up everything on TikTok. She's like, here are my 5 steps on how I clean my sink. And I'm laying there relaxed. I love it. So maybe this is how you start making money. These people have millions of followers. Let your setback be a setup for your comeback. Guinea pig Gigi. Let's get it. Look at that. Always got a positive spin on it, or just put him in the garage and let nature do the rest. All right, let's get to the next one.
Hi, Heather. It's Jenna, and I'm here with my fiance, Elias.
Hello,
we
Elias.
were at Storco Fresco, and we just saw you walk in, and as a form of rejection therapy, I made my fiance yell out, tiramisu bitch, and you did not hear him, and you walked into the restaurant, and he can't stop thinking about it. So thank you for putting him through rejection therapy, and here's his opportunity to say it to you now. Go ahead.
Tiramisu, bitch.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Wait, I'm so sorry. I did not hear you. I mean, I will say that is one of the loudest restaurants in Atlanta. And when I was at Storco Fresco a couple weeks ago, I was going to a table in the back, the chef's table, where I met all those girls from Tallahassee. So I apologize. Also, you have to realize people yell shit all the time. And I don't even, I'll be in the airport and somebody will scream Heather. And for some reason, I hear Kevin. I don't know what to tell you. But I was not ignoring you. So I apologize. But let's look up, what is rejection therapy? I don't know what that is. Rejection therapy. Okay, let's do a quick Google. Rejection therapy is a self-help movement that aims to help people overcome rejection by exposing themselves to it as much as possible. The idea is that facing non-dangerous fears can help people overcome them. Rejection therapy is based on some principles of exposure therapy, which is a group of therapies used to treat anxiety disorders like social phobia, panic disorders, and OCD. Wow. Okay, well, I'll tell you right now, you want to get over rejection therapy? Do stand-up comedy. Go to an open mic and you will be over that so fucking quick. Or it will kill you. I don't know. That's really interesting. I have never heard about rejection therapy. So I see in this instance, you challenged him. You said, yell tiramisu, bitch. And because I didn't hear it or I didn't acknowledge it, that was a form of rejection to him, and he still was able to sit at that table and go, hey, I'm still an okay person. I'm going to make it to see another day. It's okay. She didn't hear me. Look at us. I kind of like this. I like that I could have been a part of a healing process with Elias. Elias, shout out to you. I hope you're doing well. We all go through stages of rejection. I really had to go through it when I dated a guy in college, and I didn't realize that he didn't realize he was my boyfriend. And I still have rejection issues just in this business. You hang out with other comics, or you meet people and you want them to like you. And of course, as an entertainer, it's always like me, love me. But this is a different layered level to this. Maybe I'm going to try this. I don't know if I have, I don't know if this is, I have a slew of issues. Okay. But I don't know if this is one of the things that I necessarily need to work on. Oh, okay. So it says rejection therapy can take several forms, including a social self-help game. The main rule of the game is to get rejected by someone at least once a day. Oh, fuck. No. Wait, there's a 100-day program. This program aims to desensitize people to the pain of rejection and help them overcome their fear. Examples of rejections in the program include asking for a burger refill. A burger refill. What do you mean a burger refill? You would never, maybe a soda refill. I don't know if this is a mistype. Borrowing money from a stranger. Oh, or delivering pizza. Okay. Okay, what is a burger refill? What the fuck does that even mean? Oh, okay, hold on. It sent me to a link on YouTube where I guess this guy goes up, he's at an In-N-Out, and he goes and he asks for a burger refill. And obviously that's a silly thing. They're going to say, "Did you mean a soda refill?" And then he gets rejected. Okay. You know what? This is too fucking complicated. Either way, I'm glad, Elias, that you worked through it. And I'm glad that you yelled at the top of your lungs. I'm so sorry I didn't hear you. I probably would say your rejection therapy is I always feel like I'm disappointing everybody. I don't like to say no to things because I don't want to say no. I don't want to see the look on Elias's sweet little face when I tell him I can't come to the after party. So I don't know what that kind of therapy that is. Maybe acceptance therapy. I don't know. But I love that we're trying these things. 9 times out of 10, if you'll just put in like the minimal effort to try and fix the problem, I'm already like, you're making 10 steps in the right direction. So, Elias, you get brownie points. And again, I hope you absolutely gave him a hand job on the way home because Elias, we're proud of you. We're very proud of you. But yeah, people will yell tiramisu bitch. And again, if this is your first time ever listening to the podcast, I'm so sorry because today is not my day. But tiramisu bitch is just our little catchphrase here on the podcast. If you're an avid listener, you come up to me. Because what happened is people would come up to me and say, "Hey, I'm a big fan." I'd say, "Okay, great." I'm like, "Oh my God, have you been to any shows?" And like, "No." I'm like, "Do you listen to the podcast?" "No." So you're not a big fan. So it became our kind of like inside joke on the podcast, or if you come to shows, you're like, "Hey, tiramisu bitch, I saw you in Chicago," or whatever. And it's like, yes, you were in it. You know the jokes. You're in it. You're in the community. I get it. But I was coming down. I was at Atlanta Airport going through International Terminal, and I was coming down the giant escalator, and a woman screamed at the top of her lungs, "Tiramisu bitch," which if you yell it very loudly around TSA and you drag it out, "Tiramisu bitch," sounds like terrorism bitch. Like it automatically sounds like we need to hit the deck and somebody needs to tase this woman. And I was so mortified. I mean, people were, taking cover. People were ducking. Everyone got really freaked out. And I look at this woman, I'm like, "Shut the fuck up. Why are you screaming this at the fucking airport?" It's a "Tiramisu bitch, what's up?" If there's kids around, like tiramisu, you can just also say tiramisu. But if you're gonna drag it out because you had 7 apple teenies in the fucking Sky Club waiting on your layover flight to Detroit, you can't "Tiramisu bitch." Like it literally was in slow-mo, like it was being drug out. And then she eventually got absolutely assaulted by the police. So I can't help you in that situation. I pretend like I had absolutely no idea who this woman was. So again, I love that we're learning a lot. We've learned a lot today. I think if anything, this podcast is extremely educational. And couldn't even say that. Couldn't even feel that in my body and in my bones. But I will say, I learn a lot from y'all. I learn so much from y'all. As much as I'm here giving unsolicited advice, I absolutely feel like I learn more from you than you learn from me. And that's the circle of life. So, Elias, I'm glad. I don't know what kind of rejection therapy I need to work on. I do think that I kind of work on that every day because I put myself out there on the internet. I go through DMs where people tell me that they hate my fucking face. My eyes are a little too cross-eyed. Being in the public eye or being specifically a stand-up is rejection every day. Reba won't let me share the stage with her. Like, it is constant rejection. So I just have to know that that's not my challenge, but I'm going to figure out what it is. And it may be saying no. I started doing that this year just because I physically could not do it. I'm like, "Guys, I love y'all. I can't make it to the after party. My bones hurt." My acid reflux is bad and my sciatica's flared. Like, I just need a 10-minute break. And everyone is like, yeah, go do your thing. But I have a lot of FOMO of missing out on things because, I work in the nightlife. So when everyone's at the dinner, I'm not at the dinner. I'm doing my shows. So I miss out on a lot, but I don't know. I'm gonna figure out what my therapy is, and I'll come back next week and let you know what I'm doing. Maybe I'm just yelling random shit at people too. I don't know, but we're gonna do the work. So I've got a 5-hour drive to Mississippi today. And if you don't think I'm going to be doing the tinkering on this old MacBook Air, figuring out what is wrong with me, that's what we're just going to start. We're going to do a Google. What is wrong with me? Surely Chat GPT can figure it the fuck out after, being able to look through my entire history of Google searches. They're like, we can tell you exactly what's wrong with you. You have split personality disorder. Like, there's got to be something. So just as much as you're doing the work, I want you to know it's inspired me to do the work. Guys, remember, summer's over. We're back. We're about to start Q4. Get your fucking shit together. Order the Bowflex. Put on the gray sweatpants. Flex that dick around town and let everybody know who's boss. It's fall. It's football. It's about to be chili season. So go ahead and order the Old Bay seasoning. And put that in your spice cabinet because we're going to be cooking up some good shit this fall. Stay tuned. We got a lot of fun announcements. We got a special announcement. We've got, I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but I did. It's in like 2 weeks. So you'll see that announcement soon too. So please tune in to that. I can't wait to be back teaming up with. All right. I love you. I mean it. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you this weekend. If you see me in the Grove, come say hi. Hotty toddy. Ciao bella. Arrivederci. Bye.